Hi everyone, this is Bhaskar from Canberra. Today I am going to talk to you about how I progressed my PTE score in my last exam. Actually, in my preparation scenario, I already gave my exam more than 18 attempts. And in the last 18 attempts, I have got my score, it's 65. That time, I really got good support from the Roman PT Melbourne, particularly Roman sir. Uh, First of all, I will talk you about what was the problem I faced in my exam before attending the Roman PT. Most of the time, I got my pronunciation score around 27 to 40. But this time, I've improved my pronunciation score around 58. And that time, I have got my reading score 67. But before the attending the Roman PT, I've got my reading score around 59 to 64. I'm getting stuck in my reading score around 5 to 1 marks. But this time, really, after getting the more consultation with Roman sir, I improved a lot in my all section. What I did before attending the Roman PT and now how I got my score, I will discuss about the read aloud, because read aloud takes really good things to improve the reading score as well as speaking. Before attending with Roman PT sir, that time I speak around 20 to 22 seconds to finish one read aloud question, and then that time I never maintain my intonation and then pronunciation and then no any natural pace. But after consulting with Roman sir, I put the stress after 2 or 3 words in one sentence and make the natural pace. How I did natural pace, when I put the stress that time I make the high tone, and after stress I make the low tone like this. Sometimes I put the high stress, sometimes low stress in after 3 or 4 words like this I did. And then after that, when we discuss about the repeat sentence, the next question, that time whatever I got in my exam, just I took it the sum for 5 words and I try to make my sentence myself and speak in front of the computer. That time really I maintain only in the pronunciation and fluency. I didn't care about that too much in the content. Yeah, content is also matter, but I didn't care about too much in content. Now, after that, in describe image, before I use the hard word. You mean for me it was hard because computer doesn't understand what I'm showing in front of computer. For example, I use the demonstration, describe, interesting, this such kinds of word. Really, it makes me low pronunciation score in my exam. This time I use the simple words. For example, I can see the bar graph, I can see the diagram like this. And in the retail lecture, before I used to do try to point out the phrasal words and long sentence, but this time I just pointed out the keywords only, around 10 to 15 keywords, and I spoke in a format, retail lecture format, that's it. But if you talk about the short question answer, just whatever you got, don't worry about the preparation, whatever you got in your mind, just speak. I do like this. If I didn't get anything, just repeat the 1 or 2 words from the question, that's it. I did like this. And next section, writing. I never faced the problem in writing, but in case of writing summary, I followed the Roman PT template and use the 3 sentence, copy the 3 sentence and make such rephrase the some words. That's it. I did like this. And the essay I have got already format and I have already idea of essay. I didn't care about the whatever Roman sir gave me. And in case of reading, really this time I practiced a lot and I used the Roman PT portal for practicing the drag and drop down. around I finished almost all drop down and drag and drop. And that time I understand and memorize. I got help from my wife, she is very helpful. And then my Roman PT also gave me a lots of help whenever I got stuck to understand the drag and drop down. I contact Roman sir, he gave me plenty of time to understand and practice from the portal. And then after that, in my exam as well, I got 3 questions from this portal. And what I suggest you, doesn't matter you will get question from the portal or not, but if you practice all question with clear understanding, it will automatically help in your exam to get understanding from the other question whatever you get apart from the portal. That's why to practice the portal question by clear understanding is very important. In case of listening, I only focus on listening summary and fill in the blanks, highlight incorrect words, and write from dictation. Rest of the question I didn't care, even I just listen and click within a second and go next. I did like this, because if you spend lots of time the rest of the question, it might be problem to allocate the enough time for the write from dictation. That's why this question is very important. And in case of listening summary, similar like retail lecture, I noted down the 10 to 15 keywords, and these keywords I just wrote in my sentence. For example, what I did, for example, in the first sentence, firstly the speaker discussed just write the 3 keywords, that's it. Secondly, he talked about write the 3 or 4 keywords, that's it. I have done like this. Really it will improve your score in listening and writing, because if you put the right keywords, and if you never make the grammar and spelling mistake, of course you will get a score, not only for the listening summary but also for all kinds of writing tasks. For example, writing summary, listening summary, and essay writing. These all tasks we need to allocate minimum 3 minutes to correct spelling and grammar. If you do like this, of course we will enhance our score. And in case of highlight incorrect word, I focused on listening, and when I got 100% correct, that was it wrong, then only I click. If you confuse 50-50, don't click it. And I went next, and then that time in the right dictation, what I did to complete my dictation task, I listen completely 100% focus on listening, and after listening just I try to repeat myself in my mind and note it down on the notepad. And after that I only type on the computer. And then after typing the computer, you need to make sure whether the sentence structure is right or not, the spelling is right or not. You need to give the minimum 30 seconds to check. For this you need to allocate the time. I already said before, don't focus on the rest of the question except 4 tasks. Really after setting this all the technique and tips, I got my score. And I want to give again heaps of congratulations and thank you for the all Roman PTE team, especially Roman sir and Akashi. Thanks a lot to helping me to progress my